Hi, my name is Darren. In today's video, I'm just going to share my personal journey with a disease called Ankylosing Spondylitis, or AS for short, and just talk about the different treatments for it and how I was able to be healed from the disease, the autoimmune disease, Ankylosing Spondylitis. As a disclaimer, I must just say I'm not a doctor or a medical professional, but I can share with you what I did once I was diagnosed with it and the steps that I took that resulted in me being cured from it. And when I say cured, it's been 5 years, it's about 5 years now since I was diagnosed, and I'm not on any medication. The symptoms have all been reversed. I'm able to lead a active lifestyle like I was before I had the disease. So yeah, I'd like to, like I said, just share that with you, and hopefully it will be of some use to some people out there that are battling with the disease, because I know it is not something fun to, it's not something nice to have to put up with all the pain and the inflammation in your body. So to take it back, I was diagnosed about 5 years ago with it. Basically, what ankylosing spondylitis is, it's when your the back, the spine starts to fuse together. There's a lot of inflammation in the body. For me specifically, it was a lot of back pain, lower back pain, as well as my knees. So that's the areas in my body where it came out. At the time, the doctors weren't exactly sure what it was, and then I did quite a few. I did tests, blood tests, MRI scans, X-ray to confirm the diagnosis. So the gene called HLA-B27, that's what they tested for, and it is quite prevalent in young men. They call it young man's arthritis. It's very similar to rheumatoid arthritis. But yeah, the ankylosing spondylitis, once I did that test, that blood test, that gene was confirmed together with the X-rays and the MRI that they did, the doctor was happy with the prognosis. And what was recommended to me was a host of drugs to go on. So two of the drugs that the doctor, I want to say it properly. The number one was sulfasalazine, and the other one was prednisone. So those are the two main things that was recommended for me to start taking. And the reason why I decided not to go ahead with it is that by trade I am a helicopter pilot, and for me to be able to work as a helicopter pilot, I need a medical that is governed by the civil aviation governing body of the country. And when I disclosed my ankylosing spondylitis to my aviation doctor, and they checked with the regulatory authority, it was found that those drugs were not. If I was to take them, I basically was going to lose my medical, and I wouldn't be able to fly. So I had a choice to make, and that's one of the things that pushed me towards the natural side of things. That together with also my personal beliefs and believing that God can provide us healing through the body and in a natural way. So like I said, I decided to not go ahead with the recommendation of my doctor in taking the drugs, and I went the natural route. So instead of taking the prednisone, the sulfasalazine, sorry, I'm butchering that name, there was also anti-inflammatories that they wanted to give me. They even wanted to do a colonoscopy. Those are some of the things that, the normal treatments, that you will find with the disease. And like I said, I opted to go the natural way. So I did as you do when you've given a prognosis like that, it was, it's something heavy, because now you're faced with something which I was told was going to be a chronic condition, and I was going to have to be on these drugs for the rest of my life. And yeah, I decided to go the natural way, and these are some of the treatments that I did. So with ankylosing spondylitis, number one, it kind of stems from a leaky gut syndrome, and it's from years and years of diet and lifestyle, I believe, where your gut lining becomes irritated by the things that you eat, and what's supposed to be in your gut lining, it now seeps, the lining between that and the blood stream, it now gets ruptured, or it gets irritated that it can seep through. This is my understanding of it. And then from there, it will manifest in different parts of the body. So for me, I had a lot of pain and inflammation in my knees as well as in my lower back. So the prednisone and the prednisone is an immunosuppressant, because when you have an autoimmune disease, they'll give you something that suppresses your immune system. And the second one was kind of given to me, or I didn't take it, but it was to try and help heal the gut. It's kind of similar to Crohn's disease in a sense, where that gut lining is so irritated from years and years of whatever you're eating that is causing that. So instead of that, and also just before I get to that, I do want to say a lot of the things that leads to the leaky gut syndrome, for me, when I did my research and the stuff that I was deciding now to cut out of my diet, the first one is glyphosates. So glyphosates is commonly found in the agricultural sector, where they use it as it's kind of like it's basically Roundup, where they use it, to spray over the vegetables and stuff that you're consuming, whether it be corn or wheat or whatever it is, and that seeps into the food that you're eating, and basically it's what's a main cause of what damages your gut. So that, together with genetically modified foods, like if your corn or your maize is genetically modified, that also has a big impact on leaky gut syndrome. So those are the type of things that I started to cut out of my diet. I went, I actually, the first step that I did was I did a 4-day fast, where I only had water with Celtic salt for 4 days, and I know you can go into the whole fasting thing. There's so many benefits from it. I still do it today, not as long as that, but I'll do intermittent fasting and maybe a 1, 2, 3 day fast every couple of months, because I still believe there's amazing benefits in that. But that was the first step in my journey of recovery. I did the 4-day fast, then I had bone broth, slightly easing into eating foods again, together with quite a lot of supplements to help address the issue of the gut, and also the issue of the inflammation in the body. So the supplements that I was taking, number one, I had to address the root cause as well as the symptom. So the symptom is obviously, the pain and the inflammation in your body, but the root cause is the leaky gut. So what I took for the gut after my 4-day fast, it was about 4.5 days that I did it, was slippery elm and a good probiotic as well. So slippery elm has been shown to have really amazing results, in helping healing the gut, and it's something natural, so it's not going to have side effects like some other things might. So the slippery elm and the probiotic is what I used regularly, to heal the gut. And then some of the other things that I use for my inflammation and the pain in my body is number one was black seed oil. Um, that's got amazing, there's so many benefits to black seed oil when it comes to antifungal, antibacterial. It helps with inflammation. There's a host of benefits. So I use black seed oil. I also used turmeric or curcum, and you can get all of these things from your local chemist, and also MSM. So MSM, it's quite bitter. I had it. You can get it in like a powder form or a tablet, but it helps to reduce inflammation and also helps a lot with pain. So those were the instead of the normal drugs that my doctor prescribed me, those were the supplements that I used to try and combat the disease. Together with that, I also did some other things: exercise, stretching. I did hot and cold therapies to help for my back and for my knees. I also did ozone therapy. So, yeah, like I said, it's not like I can't put it down to one thing that I did that helped me get over it, but it was a host of things, and also being constant and, following out with this throughout, not because I was quite desperate. I was like, listen, if I don't get a handle of this, it's going to affect my lifestyle, it's going to affect my career. I might not be able to fly if I have to go back and resort to the medical drugs. So it was quite a hectic part in my life where I was like, I need to take this seriously. And it was about 4 to 5 months, and my symptoms were slowly starting to improve. And it took about 5 months for me to get to the point where I didn't have any more pain in my joints and I could move freely again. I actually remember I was back in the Western Cape. There was one point where I needed to just run down to the shops to get something, and I just started running, and I thought to myself, I'm running, I don't have any pain in my knees, my back is fine. It was like this aha moment for me. And that was about 5 months down the line after I started, with the treatment program. There was also something that I tried to adhere to throughout the healing process. So I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, and our church has we've got health. We also have a health message and health protocols, that we hold quite highly. So I went back to that, and I thought to myself, okay, this is what I should be living by every day, but I wasn't, obviously, because I did, I don't believe I would have gotten the disease if I was following all these health principles from the beginning. And it's something called New Start, where it highlights 8 laws of health, where we believe if you stick by these laws of health, you should. It should keep you free from disease and ailments and all those things. So I'll just run through it quickly. The first one, New Start. So the N stands for nutrition. So having a good diet, a balanced diet. I actually went plant-based when I did do this. I was eating quite a lot of processed meats and stuff before this. And when I did when I was diagnosed after the fasting, I did go into a plant-based whole foods diet, ensuring that I get enough good nutrition from all of that. E is for exercise. So I was obviously slowly trying to exercise again, doing stretches, doing hot and cold therapies. W is for water. So getting a good intake of water every day. What I actually did, I put a little bit of Celtic salt in my water when I was drinking it, and that just helps with the absorption. There's also a lot of minerals in Celtic salt. Celtic salt, Himalayan salt, I believe it's quite good for you. It's not like your iodized refined salt that you will get in the in the shop. So that that's quite important, I think, because number one, your body is able to absorb the water better, and number two, you're also getting all those essential minerals that your body needs. S is for sunlight. So when we get, I was also trying to get up early in the morning and get that sun, when the sun is starting to rise. There's been lots of studies that show that that is the most beneficial time of the day to get sunlight. And it helps with that as well. T is for temperance. So this is the fifth law of health. So temperance in the way that what we're eating and what we're doing, to just not overdo it. And there's something I also want to mention. Once my gut and everything was healed, the things that would have caused that, like the wheat and the those foods, the pizza and bread, wheat, those foods that that have gluten and will irritate your gut and cause this. Once my gut was healed, I was actually able to still go back to those foods and eat it and enjoy it on the odd occasion without my body flaring up. So I think it's important to note that ankylosing spondylitis, it doesn't happen overnight. And these diseases, when it starts in the gut, it's from constant, eating the wrong foods and the lifestyle that causes that degradation and the lining of your gut to become compromised and irritated. But once it is healed, you can still enjoy those foods as long as you do it in moderation. So I'm not saying go back to that where I was eating refined sugars and breads and processed meats and all of that. But I did notice that once my gut was healed, like I said, I could still enjoy a pizza now if I wanted to, or have a little bit of pasta, because it was healed now. So the A stands for air, so getting plenty of fresh air. I'm an outdoors person. I love surfing. I love going for hikes in the mountains, in the forest. So that was something that was easy for me to do. R is for rest, getting good quality sleep at night. Good 8 hours is what I need at least. And then T is for trusting God. So during my healing process, I tried to follow those 8 laws of health. And like I said, together with all of those, not the drugs, obviously, together with the probiotics, slippery elm, the black seed oil, the MSM, the turmeric, all of those things, God was able to provide healing for me. And I have to give him all the glory and everything, because without him, that would not have been possible. So yeah, I hope that this helps some of you that do have ankylosing spondylitis, or even similar things, rheumatoid arthritis, those types of diseases where I know how tough and how painful it is to live through that. But I just hope this some encouragement for you that I believe it is able to be reversed, and I'm a living testimony of that. And yeah, just hope that this gives you some encouragement, and you'll be able to get something good out of it.